So we are discussing these four stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline by comparing the sales cost, profit, and objective. And all these things are varying with all these four stages. So for life cycle, life cycle cost, these four stages are very important. Then we will look at some characteristics of life cycle costing. Okay, life cycle costing involves tracing of cost and revenues of throughout its life cycle. Okay, so throughout life cycle, whatever the cost is there, whatever the expenditure is there, and whatever the revenues are there, we have to involve all these things. Then and then we can able to calculate a proper life cycle cost. So suppose if you have take the building for civil engineering students, what is the cost of that building? Construction cost, labor cost, raw material cost, initial cost, and from that building, what revenues are generated. Okay, so that is the important part we have to consider. Generally, what we are thinking that construction and hand over to the customer, then our part is finished. Is it right? But suppose you are just consider that you are having a building and you are having your own two flats. So suppose you purchased two flats, then during purchasing, suppose 2 BHK two flats may be there, market rate may be 30 lakh, so you have purchased in 30 lakh rupees that two flats. That is 60 lakh rupees your asset is there. Okay, then revenue per month, if you are getting 10,000 rupees as a rent, then that 10 plus 10, 20,000 is your revenue. And per year, whatever maintenance you require to provide for that two flats, that is going to be add. So 60 lakh is initial cost plus per year maintenance is your again expenditure cost. Suppose per year you are investing rupees 1 lakh rupees on each flat. Then for next 20 years, you may be investing 20 lakh rupees for flat number 1, 20 lakh rupees for flat number 2. Initial cost 60 lakh plus 20 lakh for flat number 1, for another 20 lakh for flat number 2. That is the maintenance and other things, electricity bill, maintenance, whatnot. And the total cost after 20 years is 1 lakh rupees. But you are generating revenues from that particular flats per month. I can say 20 per flat 10,000 rupees. So both flats gives you 20,000 rupees per month. That means per month it gives me 2,40,000 rupees. For next 20 years, it may give me 48 lakh rupees. So if you look at the end of 28 years, still the whatever the life cycle cost is there, that 52 lakh is remaining, it is pending. Is it right? So like this way, the life cycle cost is calculated. Cost of each individual product are compared with total product revenue. Okay, so each individual cost of product, so each flat cost, if you consider, it is compared with all building revenue using different strategic action at different stages. So you can use different strategic actions. Okay, means you have purchased at 30 lakhs, but after 10 years you have sold it for 40 lakhs rupees. So like that way, so by looking, so this is your strategy, and this is the strategic action that one of the flat you have sold. Is that right? So like this way, if you just think over this, the life cycle cost may be, we can say put in the balanced form. So strategic actions are there. So different strategies are required to be there. And during marketing, during sales, you might be knowing different strategies are required to use. Okay, so sometimes so if you are selling flat, then we'll provide you this particular thing. We'll provide you four-wheeler parking at free instead of taking 1 lakh rupees. So such schemes you require to take, some strategic action you require to take, some strategic decision you require to take, or some or during selling of flats, you may give the some scheme that you can provide POP to the living room. Okay, whatever the hall is there, to that hall or to living room, you can provide free of cost POP, etc. So like this, some strategic action may be there. Okay, or strategic decision may be there like this. It helps to finding new use or users, or by increasing the consumption of the present users. So whatever the strategic actions may be there, etc. If you are providing proper way, then it may be increase your customers, future customers, or it may be increase the consumption of present users. So I have purchased one flat in your building as your contractor, your builder, and you have started new project once again at different location. Though I am purchased one flat in your building, I am ready to purchase another flat in your second building, because I am satisfied with your strategic decisions. Is it right? And with this, I will tell to 10 other people, go and purchase the building or flat in this particular or with this particular builder. It gives good service, it gives proper maintenance, and no other reasons are there, no quarreling, etc. Very good, we can say, uh, money transfer is there and whatnot. Is it right? So it helps to finding new users, and or increasing the consumption of present user, or present user also consumes it more. Okay, so these are the characteristics. If you take the simple example of mobile phone in your house, while purchasing new one, we are discussing, I have Samsung model this, I am having this model, I am having this model. Out of this is the best one, so we will take purchase from this company only. So though that company, you are as a customer, that present user, you are increasing the consumption of that particular product. You are purchasing one or two or more products. Is it right? So this is the particular way, or this is the characteristics of the life cycle. So the first point of the characteristics is the tracing of cost and revenues. We can trace the cost at any of the point. We can find out the cost during any of the particular life cycle span compared with total product revenue. So it gives me the comparison platform. Then I can use different strategic actions, strategic decisions at any stages, and due to this, my new customers, new users may be used, or consumption from present users may be increased, and that will be helpful to increase my profit. So these are the characteristics, then these are the objectives. So why this life cycle cost should be carried out? What are the objectives? To assist management to smartly manage total cost throughout the project life cycle, product life cycle. Okay, so you can, if you are working in some company, then you can assist the manager, you can help the manager smartly manage the total cost So production cost may be there, so we can generate revenue up to this year. This may be the new user, this may be the present users, and this will lead to the profit like this by putting the proper calculation of life cycle. Then to identify the areas in which cost reduction efforts are likely to most effective. So where you can reduce the cost, that is that finding out that areas are one of the important tasks when you are looking to the life cycle cost. Okay, so during this life cycle, many times we are whatever our expenditures are there, it is unnecessary expenditures. Suppose you are starting the construction part, so many times that unnecessary expenditure may be there by putting more labors or by using more other things, raw material or certain set calculation point of view and other thing and whatnot, some facilities and other things. Okay, and if you go to the next project, if you have studied the previous project little bit good way, then you can reduce the cost. Okay, and by reducing cost also, you can run that particular project in very good manner or successful manner. So if you take the example of the same, that is building A, then labor may be more sand may be used, or some sand may be thrown after the project, or certain problem may be arises. So when you start new project, second project, at that time you are taking consideration that yes, at this point I require this particular labors, or these many labors are required, this much sand I require, and whatever that cost reduction is there, it can be effectively carried out. That's why it is written to identify the areas in which cost reduction efforts are likely to be more effective. So you can find out the cost reduction areas more effectively, and for second project, whatever will be the initial cost and operating cost and whatnot is there, that can be reduced effectively. So for that, this total cost calculation is important. Then to estimate the cost impact of various designs and support options. Okay, so if I make these changes into design, what will be the cost impact? If I will move in like this way, what will be the cost impact? If I do this, what will be the support I will get? And what is the use of that support on that particular cost? So that comparison can be possible with you. Okay, suppose you are building one, you are doing one project of building the multi residential flat system building. Then in second system, you can find out different designs. Suppose for first design, you are using that whatever the FSI is there, it is not properly used, or certain 20 or instead of 24 flats, only 20 flats may be constructed. Then whether the design can be changed in same budget or in same cost, instead of 20 flat construction, it is possible to me so that I can go for building a 24 flats like this. So like this cost impact on various designs can be estimated properly. So by changing the design, whether number of flats in the particular per floor, whether it can be increased or not. Okay, so whatever mistakes I have made in first project, whether it can be overcome in second project, and more profit or more flats can I generate through same expenditure or through same estimated budget. That is the study that estimate you can make by doing the life cycle or life cycle cost, product life cycle cost of first project. Then you can think about for second project. To evaluation of purchase option, you can evaluate the purchase options. Last time how I sold these particular flats, to whom I sold these particular flats. Is it right? Whether all the money is coming from loan side or some flats are sold in cash side. Okay, so you are knowing better than these things. Okay, and this can be this evaluation purchase option where our marketing is less, how we can increase the selling options, purchasing option of raw material. One of the vendor is selling you certain steel or certain cement at certain rate. You can verify, you can evaluate another purchase, another particular uh, trader who can give the same material with less cost. So that evaluation of purchase option, if you look at to customer point of view, purchase option may be different. If you look at to the constructor contractor point of view, purchasing of raw material, this can be different. So you are having more options, you can evaluate them, you can make the cost benefit analysis. Okay, and help the logical decision making. To help the logical decision making means what are the logical decisions we are taking. Yes, this site is good, this site is bad, or this at this location flats will be sold out more, or at this location there may be chances that less flat may be sold. Okay, or if any new product is coming to the market, whether this version is running, whether this version is good or not, whether this version is bad. Okay, so what are these logical decisions are there? Should I purchase on giving the more, giving 100% amount in cash, or should I purchase on the EMI basis, per rent basis? Okay, so for such a condition, what are the logical decisions are required? Logical decision means the decision taken with certain logic by applying certain logics, and these logics may be different for different people, but still they are required. So that logical decision power is increasing. I have purchased this flat at this particular or these many years back, and during these many years I got this much benefit, but I have invested this much money. So according to invested money, what are the this much profit or this much positive things I have received throughout throughout this particular uh, 5 year span or 10 year span or whatnot. As a contractor, you can take the logical decisions. Yes, site can be this in this area. The site can be running very well. Last time I got more response, so I will start new site here only. So you are looking that in cities that contractor area is not defined, where you can get the opportunities, you can start the building there. Is it right? But certain areas flats were sold immediately, and certain areas flat were not sold immediately. So logical decisions may be there whether in this area that selling will be more or less like this. So it helps. What are this project life cycle cost is there? It helps. So last time I have sold the flats at 3,500 rupees per square feet. Right now, shall I sell it at 3,300 rupees square feet or 3,000 rupees? Shall it give me the profit? So, because today's world is competitive world, everywhere that comparison and we can say uh, competitors are there in every field or in every business. So if you are the customer, then sorry, you are the contractor, then you have to find out what other contractor is giving extra, or what I can give extra to the customer as compared to, or as this these contracts are not giving, or how I can put these things into the market. Okay, so for that, certain logical decisions are required to take, legal decisions, logical decisions, and these are improved. This decision making power is there. It is get improved through this life cycle cost calculations. Okay, so these are the objectives of life cycle cost. First, if you are doing service, or you can assist the management to smartly manage total cost throughout product life cycle, to identify areas in which cost reduction can be possible, or cost reduction efforts are likely to more effective, to estimate the cost impact of various designs and support options, to evaluate the purchase option, to help logical decision making. So to achieve this, to achieve all these points, these objectives are there for the product life cycle costing. Then significance. Okay, significance to help logical decision making process. So already we are talking about this. Better decisions should follow from the more accurate and realistic assessment of revenue and cost. So that is what we are talking. More accurate and realistic assessment, realistic calculations of how much revenue should be generated, what is the cost, and how much is the investment, what I will generate back, what is the revenue generated from this. So these things related to logical decisions is very, very important. So many more times we are taking the decisions on some emotional parts. So in mindset management or mind management, there are two types of decisions. One is called rational decisions or logical decisions, and another one is called the emotional decisions. Okay, and that whenever that emotional decisions are there, many more times the loss will be there. So if you go for logical decisions or rational decisions, it will give you the accurate and realistic assessment for revenue and cost. That is the, we can say, profit and expenditure point. Then second significance is evaluation and compare of alternative options. Whatever that alternative options are there, we are not evaluating, we are not comparing to each other on, or rather, if initially if we are comparing or evaluating, these are on the certain points only. Many more points we are neglecting, and that neglected point may be hampered in futuristic conditions. So here we can evaluate and compare all the options with all possible good conditions, and we can able to select the best suitable option for us. Okay, so that is with the help of this life cycle costing. With the help of PLCC, here mistakenly it is written PLLC. PLCC organization can assess the economic viability of the project or products. So economic viability is one of the important part, how the economic conditions are changed, Okay, sometimes expenditure is more, but profit is not that much good. Sometimes expenditure is less, but profit generated through that particular process is very, very good. Or sometimes expenditure is moderate and profit is also moderate. Okay, so economic viability we can consider. Then evaluate operating and maintenance cost. So how that operating cost and maintenance cost can be reduced, in how much minimum point we can use or we can operate these things, or how the maintenance will be reduced. That is also we can find it out. Because if we take the already we have taken one example of that a bike, initial cost is 70,000, but operating and maintenance cost is nearly 30,000 per year, and 10-year lifespan if I take 30,000 into 10, near about 3 lakh rupees after 10 years that cost may be there. Is it right? So that operating and maintenance cost may be more, and how to give the salary of worker or that machine operating cost, maintenance cost. So we can evaluate little bit good way. Is it right? And we can reduce the cost at that particular points also. Application of PLCC techniques provides management with an improved awareness of the factors that drive cost and the resource required. So PLCC, the product life cycle costing, provides, or this technique, product life cycle costing technique, provide management with improved awareness. Many more time we are not having proper awareness of the factors that drive the cost and require resources. Okay, about driving cost, where the more cost is there, which is the important cost we have to spend. Is it right? Suppose you are having very good machineries and whatnot, all the things are very, very good. But whatever the raw material you are getting, that is of not good quality. Is it right? So whatever your construction is there, that construction is also not of that much good quality. Is it right? So whatever the driver cost is there, raw material specification, raw material, uh, we can say condition, then operating system management, which machines you are using, what is the condition of that machine and whatnot. It can be used regarding about all these things to the management with improved awareness. Improved awareness means, uh, is means there if there is question that whether management don't have any kind of awareness. Yes, management or the higher level authorities or managers, or as a contractor you are taking awareness, you are having awareness about that use. Okay, you are doing, you are means you are doing taking the awareness, or you are having the awareness at initial condition. But what mistakes we have done in first project, if that mistakes are avoided in second project, definitely our profitability condition, our profit will be increased. And this more profit, or in the same kind expenditure, more things available, this gives, or this tells itself that it is a improved awareness, that awareness regarding all the points, all the things are increased one. Okay, this is the significance of the PLCC. Then this is the life cycle costing process, how the life cycle costing is there. So how this process is running actually. Okay, so this is not my actual diagram. This is taken from the management accounting side. So differing the problem required LCC. Prepare yearly costing profit. Okay, so arrows are there. So we'll go arrow by arrow. First, defining the problems required for LCC. So for LCC, that is lifestyle cost, what problem is required? That problem we are taking, or we have to consider that problem first. We have to consider that particular problem at initial condition. Then different alternatives and cost of acquisition. So once you understand that problem, what is the problem, and for this what we have to do, once you understand that, then we are going for next step, that is the different alternatives and cost of acquisition. What are the different alternatives are available for this problem, and for that different alternative, what is the different cost? Okay, so that we are finding, that is called cost of acquisition. Then preparing a cost breakup structure. Okay, so cost breakup structure. So we have studied work background structure, how the work is divided into small categories. Is it right? Similarly, how the cost is broken up into the small segments, that we are easily prepared, or we can prepare. So for example, if you take the flat, then what is the carpet area is provided, what is the cost of carpet area, then what is the passage you have provided, what is the area of passage, what is the cost per square foot per passage, what is the cost per square foot for living room or bedroom, how much number of galleries you have provided. So I am just talking about that multi-residential system building point of view. Okay, different, suppose in one building 50 flats are there, then for each flat how many balconies are there, what is the carpet area, what is the passage area. Okay, so this is called the cost breakup structure. For passage, 2000 rupees square foot, into how much square foot is available in inside the house, or inside the flat, how much carpet area is there. Okay, so as you are civil engineer students, you are knowing better that built up area is different and carpet area is different. Okay, what is the built up area, what is the carpet area, what is the cost of that of built up area, what is the cost of carpet area, how much chairs you have provided. So like this, whatever the cost breakups are there at each point, how many costs is required. Or if you look at to the contractor point of view, foundation work is going on, how much cost is required. Okay, then building is started to, after foundation for column and beam, how much cost is required. For lintel level work, how much cost is required. For sidewall purpose, how much cost is required. For slabbing purpose, at each level, each floor, what cost is required, what is the thickness of slab and whatnot. These are the main points. Insert, if you go a little bit deep, what is the plumbing expenditure, what is the electricity expenditure. Is it right? So that is nothing but the cost breakup structure. So that cost breakup structure can be easily calculated by this life cycle costing, because what are this cost breakup structure is there that is required for total cost, or total cost is a summation of this cost breakup structure. Okay, then further point is deciding the model for cost. So which model you are using for cost estimation? Work breakdown structure, cost breakdown structure, lump sum, what type of model you are going to use for this life cycle costing.